We are now live, Tony. We'll let this let them join on a little bit, and we'll get a couple followers on, and then we'll show them what we're going to do today. So we're going to do Tech Tuesday from Charlotte, and I think it's the first time we've actually shown Charlotte since the very beginning of the engine development with the CUTV.
You know, we did the dyno room,
Some dyno
some of
runs
the
and
tests
stuff, yeah.
in there when we did the wide open 5-manifold.
Yep. We really
But
just
it didn't show the shop.
never really showed the shop, never really showed the capabilities of what you have here in Charlotte. And so tonight we're going to do Tech Tuesday from the engine shop with Tony, and we're going to talk about oil pressure, we're going to talk about oil temperature, we're going to talk about engine development, things we've been working on, things that are coming down the pipeline, and also take you guys around and show you how we were able to actually build an engine from scratch. You know, when we started this project, there was no engine. You know, we had to
2019.
2019. There was not an engine, and there wasn't an engine until mid 2020, about mid 2020. But that was tough to do during that whole COVID shutdown. You know, trying to get 3D printed parts and all those types of things was very difficult. So we're going to take you for a tour tonight. I'm going to hand my phone over to Riley here in just a second, and we're going to walk you through the shop, and we'll try to look at some messages and try to answer some questions. But let's consider this Tech Tuesday at Speed UTV, and we'll transfer this over to Speed UTV as well. Scott is over there, and he is he's getting some more film on a second that we'll be able to load it up as well. So Baja 1000 is later on this week. I'll take off to Baja on Thursday. I got a group ride with pre-running on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I got to really button my seat down and get my seatbelts tight and start getting some heavy pre-running in Monday through Thursday with a race day starting on Friday. And I just saw that there is weather potentially for Friday, which that's a bad thing in Baja, especially starting on the coast, because it is slick and slippery down there on those gravel roads as soon as it gets a little bit of mud and water on it. But let's go through Tech Tuesday and get this thing started. So we're sitting up here over by where the lunchroom is, and this engine shop was the Ray Abraham shop, which was Mopar Performance.
Until 09.
Until 09, and then Arrington.
We bought it.
And you've been here with Doug and Tony or Doug and Joey and yourself. And this is where we developed the Speed UTV engine. And so we'll go up there and we'll talk about that, and we'll talk a little bit about this little 4-cylinder midget motor that you guys are doing and some of your other customer motors that we do besides Speed UTV. So this is a full-blown engine shop. This is not just a garage shop that we work on some Speed UTV engines. It's basically a high-performance engine factory, right? I mean, you can go from billet to running motors.
So we built NASCAR engines for 40 years.
Yeah. Basically, Tony's got 40 years of NASCAR experience, high revving, RPM for a lot of wide open throttle, which really does help with the CVT, because if you think about it, we just mount the thing and it goes right to 8,000 and just stays there, 8,200, 8,400, whatever we actually have it tuned. So let's do a little walk around, and we'll take a step down the stairs here and bring you through the engine assembly rooms. We call them, I saw someone says cubicles for the engine guys. Well, actually, yes, and it actually works out pretty well. So this is a small machine shop. Let's go here first. I don't want to confuse. We'll go to. You want to do this last? You want to do cubicle last or first?
I mean, it doesn't matter. Really.
Okay.
Let's go with it.
We're here.
If you did it in order, you'd start and tear down and then machine and then
Exactly. Well, do you want to do that? We have the opportunity to do that. We'll come back to these bays in cubicle, and this is where the final engine gets put together. And here's obviously a V8 crank sitting on the shelf and some V8 stuff. But we're going to go in order. So Tony's going to take me for a tour, and we'll go for a little walk around. What do we have? About 11,000 horsepower sitting here on the ground. About 1,000 a pop, right?
Oh yeah.
So, all right. So
First step isn't.
This is more of
exciting.
This is more of a rebuild area, right? So this is
the teardown area.
Yeah, I understand. This happens for rebuild. It doesn't happen when you start developing an engine. You really start over up in the engineering room and then in the machine shop and then obviously getting 3D printed heads and all kinds of 3D printed exhausts. Remember we did the Inconel 3D printed turbo housings. We did a bunch of really cool things back in the day. But so an engine comes in, and this is the clean room. The lights are off here, but an engine comes in. It comes back if it's a customer. It comes back in a box like this. Speed UTV. We have the racks. So
These just come in.
it just came in, right? Where'd these come in from?
California.
These came from California.
Trans Am, FR9, Ford Trans Am motors.
Okay, so Trans Am motors just came in. They're getting their rebuild, and we'll kind of go through here. So the motors come in, and then they'll
Assembled right here.
disassemble them right here in this area, and they'll put them on these empty carts, and basically lay them all out. So here's an empty cart which has a work order, and then the work order will kind of go down through what it needs. And then, from there, you'll start, disassembling, understand as soon as...
The jet washers are right there for the blocks.
Yep, there's a block washer here. There's more washers on the other side. And the motors get disassembled in this area and basically get organized up and then understand what parts need to be purchased, reordered, what bearings we have in stock, what we need to order, so that we can keep these things running. So this is a teardown room. Where do you want to go from here?
Machine, then the blocks get machined. All
right, let's go to machine shop.
And heads get machined.
All right.
The rods get reconditioned right there, those two.
So rods...
One's set up for the small end of the rod and one's set up for the big end of the rod.
So rods get redone right here.
Yep, recondition the rods right there.
And then this is kind of the speed engine hub. We'll go into there later on the way back.
Yes, then right here you have the main line hone where you straighten the main line back out. So that straightens the main line.
Yep.
Line hone.
So line hone here.
Yeah. And then hone. These are CK21 and 16.
All right.
That's an 8 diamond shoe. So do the cylinder honing here.
Yep. And
all 8 cylinders.
I know we're not using this much today, but this is the Spintron room, and this is for valve train development.
Yeah, that's valve.
There we go.
Yeah.
And there's 2 Spintrons inside this facility, but this is obviously for V8 valve train.
Developing valve train.
So basically, the motor will run without having pistons in it. Even it just
10,000 no pistons.
10,000 RPM, no pistons. The crazy thing, and I was surprised. I came by years ago. I'm dating myself now, and I remember walking in this room. It sounds just like an engine's running. It's loud, just like an engine.
Loud, yeah.
And I would have swore that the engine was running, and there was no pistons moving.
It's crazy. No exhaust noise, no cylinder pressure, just valve train noise.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how loud it is.
So this is the Spintron. There's 2 of them Spintrons here.
With the blocks cut away. That's kind of...
Hey, why don't you
That's
take
my
my phone
favorite.
and kind of explain it to him?
Yeah, but anyway, so this is a laser. So I put the head on here, and that laser runs a beam. You do the intake and then the exhaust, and it can measure the complete valve motion in every degree up to 10,000 RPM, and then you can look at it and see how bad it's bouncing, how it's lofting, and all the bad things that happen to valve trains.
All right.
Yeah.
And then this is how buckets get worn out on our stuff and everything else. So that coating is very, very important on what you use there. And obviously, we're not going to tell you what we use, but there is a lot of really good coatings that we've learned over the years. That you do on either the push rod or you do it on the valve or you do it on the tappet bucket if it's
All of it,
a UTV engine. Let's go around. Let's go back in this way, and we'll kind of work our way. We'll work our way around.
Everything's machined.
Okay, so this is part machine. Let's go.
Part machine. The blocks machine.
We got more machines, so let's just kind of work our way there, and I'll turn it back around. It's a pretty big building here. We're gonna go for a bit of a walk. Let's go this way, Tony. Or you go this machine? Let's go to this machine shop.
Yeah, machine.
All right, we'll go to. This is more of like a final tune-up machine for little stuff, right?
This is all lathes. This
Yep.
room's all the uprights are in the back. This is all lathes. So after you tear it down and inspect everything, there's always little trinkets that have to be straightened back out and remachined. So
Hi, Doug.
there's a collet lathe and
Doug doesn't like to talk.
five lathes in here.
So 5 lathes in here, and a lot of these are set up specifically right now for doing a job, and so you don't have to reset it up. You just go to the next
So like
machine.
This one's set up for pistons. It
Okay.
always does pistons for cutting the tops off pistons.
All right. So 5 lathes, even though there's 5 lathes, they're already set up for certain jobs. That just saves time.
Saves time.
All right. Engine blocks galore. All right.
So now, blocks machine. I'll go to the head shop.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Go to the cylinder head shop.
And then we'll come into oil pumps and injection and all the other stuff later. So
Yeah, you could. I mean, you
let's
could
go,
do
we'll,
this
go
one.
through, we'll go through the parts department.
Okay.
We'll do a sneak peek. We'll come back in here, but this is oil
Okay.
pumps.
Yeah,
This
this is
is
where the oil pumps get refreshed.
this is all oil pumps,
Rebuild all the pumps in here.
and this is where all the oil pumps are done. I see that any good machinist doesn't like talking. That is so true. Engine builders are hard to get to talk to. I mean, Tony, he'll talk a bit, but
A little bit.
he normally puts his head down and he's digging.
Tony's got some good stories.
So this
too.
is our parts room. Hopefully, Scott's not showing my bald spot too much.
I got you, buddy.
This project is definitely making me go bald.
So basically, I mean, it is pretty organized. This is all R5, Dodge R5 parts.
Yep,
Both of these rows right here.
very organized in here. Gaskets. Now remember, we don't just do speed engines here. We do V8s, 4 cylinders.
This is all Phase 14 Toyota Cup engine. This
Yep.
is all that stuff. This is all R6 Dodge. This is all speed. That's all speed. You can see that's all speed parts. This is all speed parts.
Yep,
Yeah.
chains, pumps, filters, alternators, whatever it may be for speed
Balance
engines.
shafts. All the crank. That's all speed cranks. A little bit on that side.
Just a bunch of parts for engines.
Titanium valves for all the V8s. That's the valve shelf.
And there's more than this. These boxes are full of them and everything
Yeah,
else.
that's
So.
all, those are all sets. Yeah. So count that up real quick. That's $1,600 per box. Count that up.
A few bucks in there.
Sitting there. All the valve springs. Right here. Valve springs.
This was one of my favorite ones. Is baseball bats or cranks, whatever you want to call them. Different shapes, different sizes, different lobes, different profiles. Is this your favorite one?
We won't say live what we call that.
Is that your favorite one?
But yeah.
Yeah.
Looking.
Favorite looking?
Looking one.
All right.
The crib.
All right.
All machining, all fixtures, drill bits, end mills, every single thing to machine anything is in this room.
All right. Well, there's some here, and then there's some on all the machines as well. They got
Yeah,
they got live tooling and carts and everything else. So now we're into the machine shop, more of the vertical stuff. We'll go into there on the way out. We'll catch the measuring room, the inspection room.
Okay.
So here's some machines.
CNC row. 3-axis, 5-axis, turning centers. EDMs.
Wire EDMs at the end. I think there's 3 wire EDMs at the end. It's kind of a cool little tour of some of the capabilities at this facility. All right, take us now over to the cylinder head room, right?
Anchor. So this is all the uprights. So this
Yep.
is
Now this is all the milling center rooms, just as manual stuff for just touching up here, a little touch up there.
which manual mill. There's thousands of jobs these things to do. These things to do anything.
Yep.
That's a programmable operate.
All right, I'm gonna sneak through here. Another cleaning room.
This is where all the cylinder head work is done.
So this is where the magic is. This is where the power's at.
This is where the power's at. This is the power room.
This is now we brought you into the power room. This is the room where all the magic is. Right?
Install the guides, hone the guides, put the seats in, CNC valve job, flow bench, seat and guide machine, valve grinder. So just real quick, so this is a set of R6 Dodge has going on the land speed record next year.
Yep.
This car is gonna make 1,300 to 1,400 horsepower.
And
break
this
a
is
speed
something.
record
This
at-
is
this is
something that's
going to,
10 months.
Yeah, this is going to Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
To set a speed record.
Canaveral, not Bonneville.
Not Bonneville, going
Okay.
to Cape Canaveral, 3 mile. Yeah.
We're still bummed about our boy Chris. I mean, that was we lost a very influential guy involved in motors and studs and all this stuff. Chris Raschke, that we lost this
A lot
year.
of this stuff came from him.
All came
A
from
lot of it.
hours and hours and hours of on the
I
phone
mean,
with
I
him.
can say every single head has ARP stuff in it.
Yeah.
Every
head, right?
Every head. 100%.
Yeah.
So these are phase 14 Toyotas that go in a drift car in Japan. These two motors here.
So drift car in
A drift
Japan.
car in Japan. Yeah.
So we build Toyota motors for a drift car in Japan out of the Speed Engine shop in Charlotte.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
There's how many engines do you think roll through here a year?
Couple hundred.
Couple hundred?
Yeah.
200 engine
Couple hundred.
rebuilds a year?
Probably. Yeah.
Besides the speed engines or
Yeah,
including?
not counting speed.
Not counting speed.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, speed engines. I mean, they're all on the board. There's lots of
Yeah.
quite a few of those.
I mean, we probably, over the time, you think we've done 100, 150 here?
From the very beginning, I mean, I counted the board the other day. There's been 106 come through here.
106 speed engines have come through here
Yeah.
that
Not counting
didn't
the
come
race-
from the factory.
Not counting the race stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not counting the race stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Alcohol sprint car, small block Chevy, 18-degree.
Placement, measurements. It's all about being organized. And you lost us.
Lost it for a minute.
Lost just for a second. I think we're back. Can you guys hear us? Sorry, I went a little too far away.
Really good stuff, though. I think we're a little too deep. I think we gotta go back.
All right.
Bummer.
Well, I think I'm still showing. I'm pretty sure that we're still live, and it's still showing in here. All right. Yes. Thank you for your comment that we're still live.
Oh, good.
All right. Taking you through some of this stuff. These are just all the machines over in the cylinder head department. Sorry about that. We're just way back in the back of the shop here.
There's a little 4-cylinder midget head.
Little 4-cylinder, so
A little midget head, yep.
yep.
That's my main midget head.
We'll talk about this. We'll talk about that little motor that you do and where she runs at.
Another alcohol sprint car. 15 degree darts.
Do you have a hard time remembering all this stuff like I do?
Do I have a hard time remembering it?
Yeah.
No.
No, you got it?
I got it.
All right, cool. And then this is big machines in here. Big 5-axis Morisiki. And then a full block machine. So a little dark in here, but lights. We should turn lights on here, but
It's on. They're coming on.
Morisiki here, and then a G&L block machine. This is for doing blocks from scratch, and you could have 2 blocks on a pallet at a time. And I'm sorry it's dark in here. Lights will come on in a minute, but live tooling. Big machines are back in this area.
5-axis shark. Cylinder head. That's
yep.
where the cylinder heads are.
Cylinder head, Morisiki. All right, hopefully we're gonna get back over where we can communicate a little bit more. I think we'll get better service over here.
Yeah, actually. Parts inspection room.
And now we're heading into the inspection room. Yes, we will do marine engines as well. We've done a lot of marine engines, turbocharged and blown. So this is the inspection room, and this is where all the stuff comes in for either Rockwell testing, measurement testing, optical comparator. I mean, why don't you walk us through here? Obviously, large granite table
you
for
said
just
it's like
basic
that.
measuring.
Just measuring whatever you need to measure, make sure it's machined
All the tools-
properly before you put it in the motor.
Yep.
Yep.
And a couple thou make a big difference. A tenth of a thou, right?
Tenths make a big difference, yes. Yes.
Hopefully, we got tuned back on and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi doesn't seem to be coming back on, Scott. I don't know why.
So kind of if you think about it, like clearance to give,
Should be.
what I trying to explain to people, like how much clearance, like, you know, you talk about bearing clearance, right? So when the crankshaft is bolted in a speed engine, if you pulled your hair out of your head, one hair, you couldn't get it in between the crank and the bearing. Your hair is thicker than the wedge of oil that's in between the crank and the bearings. That's why a few tenths, you know, a hair is about 3 thou.
Yep.
You know, that's why, you know, bearing clearance is like 2.2, so hair won't go through it.
It won't go through it.
So a few tenths makes
So that's why having clean filters are important.
Yeah.
Making sure all your ports are clean.
And make sure your oil's hot before you step on the gas.
Yeah, that is. We're going to talk about that today. We'll save that for the end of this.
To save, yeah.
It's our limp mode, and this is our Glamis slow. Okay, when we see a car going slow at Glamis, that tells me that the customer sat at the bottom of the hill, probably had a couple cocktails,
Too cold.
fired it up, and is going to go romp the hill with 110 degrees F engine, and we've got it controlled saying no, 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 right? You're not going to do that. And basically, we unlock it. He's taking a call, but we unlock it at 160 F. And what I mean by unlock it is we only give you 30% throttle. So when you see those cars going slow at Glamis, they probably only have 30% throttle position. Even though you're 100% on the pedal, we are only we are only giving you 30%. And that's what fly-by-wire allows us to do. So we are actually controlling the engine RPM, engine power, boost when it's cold.
You're wide open. The butterfly's open about that far.
There you go. That's that. Thank you.
You're matted, and the butterfly's like this far.
Yep.
It's
So
like 10%.
so when they're ripping us up at Glamis for the cars being slow, we know we make power. We've showed it everywhere we've been this year, and when it's got less than 160 degree F of oil temperature, you might be wide open on the throttle pedal, but you might at 120 degrees, you're probably getting 30% total butterfly when you're at 100% on the throttle. Now, once it warms up, and customers, if you have one of these and you're driving it, drive the thing from 150 to 160 and be driving it right there, and you'll feel the thing just light up. It gets to 160 and it'll get up on its hind legs and take off. And, anything below that, it just wants to, we're just protecting it. We're protecting our oil pressure. And why are we protecting our oil pressure? Because when the oil is cold with performance oil, with 50 weight motor oil, and remember, that's so that you can mash this thing for a long time when the engine's hot. So if you're at Glamis on a cold morning, when you wake up in the morning, go out there and just fire the car up. Let it sit there for 15 minutes and idle. It'll idle perfectly. It won't foul the plugs. It'll bring the oil temp up nice and slow. It'll get all your tolerances and clearances where they're happy. And basically, when you're ready to go, go. The biggest difference between ours is we did make a motor that made 300 horsepower out of 1,000 cc. That means tighter tolerances, more pressure, more crank pressure, more piston pressure. Because we are basically turned a production engine into a performance engine, and the Speed UTV comes with a performance engine. All right, so let's go continue our way through this, and then let's do, when we're done, we'll do a quick we'll break the oil pressure one down one more time, just in a short little 2-minute live. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go back through and make our way back into the engine assembly area. We're losing a few of them right now, but it's okay. I will save this video, so anybody that did not see it will be able to come back and watch it again. Or if you missed a certain section that you'd like to hear, that we'll do that as well. So now we're back into the cubicles where engine basically doctoring is happening.
Assembly time now. Everything's machined.
Let's go into the speed hub real quick. And this is basically
Getting ready for rebuild.
speed engine. Yep, these are rebuilds. We've got 4 engines, five engines here in a position to rebuild, and then this is a bunch of our development. and Wi-Fi connected back up. I think I lost a few people there for a minute. So that is the Chevrolet version
Of the Stealth.
of
our
the Stealth,
Ford,
okay.
Of our Ford, yeah.
And then we'll go over and show the Stealth as well.
Recognize that? That's one of your cup motors.
One of our cup motors still sitting
2011.
there. Just stocked. There's 1,000 horsepower just sitting on the shelf.
Sitting there, yep.
Too many parts, unfortunately. All right. So now let's go into the engine assembly area, where let's go to Tony's cubicle, and we'll talk about what he's building this week. All right, Tony, why don't we step into your cubicle, and why don't you tell me what we're building this week?
So this is another one that like to come in.
Yep.
So this is a fuel injected FR9 cup engine that we now use in Trans Am. So we took the fuel injection off and run carburetors on them. So now they make 900. In Cup they made 750, and now they make 900.
Okay, and that's because the restrictor and stuff, and everything they were doing.
They run restrictor. Yeah. This is wide open, but yeah, that's an.
I mean, we used to be up in the 11s in Cup back in the day, and now they've got them. Where are they going down now? 700?
650.
650 horsepower.
670.
Yeah. So, you know, they've taken 500 horsepower away from a Cup engine today. Could you imagine putting 500 horsepower more back in those car tomorrows? Yeah. And that's when men would be men again, right?
That's right.
And sheep and goats would run scared.
But that's what that is. That's an FR9.
Okay, cool. So, why don't you walk me through your cubicle just a little bit? What are you doing here? What do you do in this cubicle?
This is just assembly.
Okay, and what is just assembly? So, explain. So the motor shows up here as a bare block.
Yeah, it's a bare block, and then you take. So these are all speed bearings. You know, that's the first thing you do is set the main bearing clearance, set the rod bearing clearance, balance shaft clearance. So that's all the bearings that go in it. And you put the rods and pistons in it. So there's all the rings, seals, buckets.
Now, one thing on the speed engine, there's different size buckets, right?
Yes, different thickness buckets. That's what all these. So these are all when you lash it. Obviously.
When you lash it, and a lot of people didn't know this. They thought there was a shim under there, and we eliminated the shim opportunity because we didn't want to take a chance, right?
So now it's just one piece bucket, so you can have.
So one piece
that's
bucket,
all different sizes.
And these are all the different sizes to be able to lash it.
Mm-hmm. So there's no shims that come out when you accidentally over rev it. There's nothing to fly out.
When belts and breaks a belt or does something like that.
Anything where it accelerates extremely fast and slings parts out of it. This can't do that. That's
right.
why you never see those things. Those don't fail.
Okay. Ones that have joined, we're doing a walkthrough through the speed engine shop. So we're over in Tony's cubicle, and unfortunately, we don't have a motor starting from scratch. But I believe Doug's got one over in his cubicle. We'll sneak over to his cubicle.
I think that one just got the crank in it. So
well,
we
can go next to Doug over here, and we can kind of show the first step of one, and that would be this motor here. Bare block. So motor comes in as a bare block. This is a 4-cylinder billet motor. And there's a bare block. There's another one, and another one. I think there's 4 brand new ones sitting in this room alone.
There's another one over there. Yeah.
There's another one over there. So 5 of those going. But we'll pop into Doug's room. Oh, he's got a V8 in here right now, but that's okay.
This is one of those heads that you saw there, the Japanese drift motor. That's the block and crank for it.
Okay, so there's the block and crank.
Yeah, it's going together.
And this is where when they show up in the cubicle, they basically show up as a block.
Everything's been sterilized.
This is pressed in and machined over there. Mm-hmm. So the first thing that happens was obviously put the crank in, right?
Yep, crank. Yep, cam. Put the front end on it, and then we put the pistons in. Yeah. That's all the rest of the parts.
All right, and all the parts are on these. They've all been cleaned. They've been organized, rebuilt, replaced with what's not good, and ready to go again. Like I said, this is the first time we've ever really opened up speed engines and showed everybody what we have here and how we do it.
This is the R. Remember we saw the land speed record heads over there?
Yep.
That's the block that goes there. That's an R6 Dodge. 416-inch R6 Dodge.
And you're saying this will make 1,300 horsepower?
It's going to make 1,300, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It has to push to get that cart up to It's going to go around 270, so in 1 mile. So it
Yep.
take a lot of power to do that.
All right. And then another cubicle over here. Who works in this cubicle?
This is just where we just store.
Store.
These are pre-assembled stage. Like these are the ones getting ready to get assembled. So
Yep.
this is like pre-staging. That's the other. That's
Okay.
the other drift. That's the other drift one. That's the other.
So
that's
that'll
the
roll.
system.
That'll roll into Doug's after this.
Yeah.
One. Okay.
These are just getting ready. Like we're prepping parts and getting everything ready, waiting for pistons and gaskets to come in. So they sit right here until everything's ready, then they get assembled.
All right. Cool.
R5, 400 2-inch R5 for vintage car racing.
And this one makes how much power? This one here for drifting?
Those are still small cubic inches, so they make right at 1,000.
1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, right at 1,000.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to conclude that. I think that's a good walkthrough of speed engines. We really haven't done this before. Thank you, Tony, for giving me a walkthrough through your facility.
You're welcome.
I guess this is where we make power. So, Tony and myself will do a quick oil pressure, speed UTV, slow up the hill at Oldsmobile or Glamis, and give you the reason, so that we can prevent you from doing that and prevent us from looking stupid. See ya.